Hi guys, it's Amanda. This video is going to be about something that isn't very often talked about because it can be embarrassing for women and girls, and it's about facial hair and different ways to actually deal with it. I do get facial hair because I've got a thyroid problem, and it messes up your hormones and everything. And I tend to sort of get it sort of around this section. I also have to have this waxed, but sort of, I mean, it's only something that I've had sort of since I've got sort of older, and it is absolute pain. So I thought I'd talk about it, and ways in which to actually deal with it. Right, there are a number of ways. Obviously, you either put up with it, or you know, if you don't want to put up with it, because it can be unsightly, you can have it waxed, which some people don't like because it's quite painful. You can have it threaded. Sometimes I get my daughter to thread mine because she does threading. She's a beauty therapist, so you can have it threaded. Or you can use sort of like an epilator. Whatever you do, don't shave with an ordinary shaver or use tweezers to get the hairs out, because they'll just grow back stronger. Obviously, if you want to go down the professional expensive route, you can have the system that actually kills the actual roots of the hair so they don't grow back over. But you have to have a course of them, and I think it's quite expensive. So what I do in between either threading or waxing is I have an epilator. Now I've actually got this particular epilator, which is especially for sort of these sort of like regions. I actually got it from QVC, and it was ever so inexpensive. It was, I can't remember, it was about £7 or something like that. And it's the M-Joy Tweeze. Don't quote me on the price because it was a while ago. And I'll start it up. So as you can see, I better stop it in case you can't hear me. You've got these little things here that spin around, and as they spin round, so it catches the actual hair and it pulls it from the actual root. That's what you've got to get, the root. If you don't get the root, it's just pretty pointless. So, I've got hair there. So anyway, so that's how this works. Okay, so this is really good because it's handy for sort of travelling. You can pop it in your bag if you're going away. So those are sort of different ways that you can actually deal with facial hair. You know, don't be embarrassed about it. There are things that you can do, and if you don't want to go to a salon to have it waxed, threaded, or professionally done using the electric wave, which they use special electric sort of currents. Do it yourself at home. Get one of these, and it sort of like hurts. Well, it doesn't hurt. It's kind of like a funny feeling because you can feel like it being pulled from the root, but you soon get used to it, and it's just so simple, easy, and quick to do. And once it's done, and then I normally have it threaded about once every 3 to 4 weeks, and then in between I just use this for the odd sort of one that, you know, might start coming through or whatever. I mean, a lot of the reasons why women get sort of facial hair, for me, as I say, it's purely for me, it's because of a thyroid problem that I've got. But for some women it could be, it's normally sort of hormonal. Some women get it if they have polycystic ovary syndrome, which again is all to do with sort of hormones, etc. So, you know, don't be embarrassed about it. As I say, there are lots of ways to actually deal with it. You know, if you don't want to sort of, you go somewhere public, you can get one of these, order it off QVC. As I say, it's the M-Joy Tweeze. It's a really good little instrument. It does exactly what it says it's going to do, and it's brilliant. So just thought I'd show you that and just talk about it, because I know it tends to be a little bit of an embarrassing thing for women and girls to get sort of any type of facial hair, but as I say, it can be dealt with, so don't suffer in silence. If you've got any questions that you want to ask, please just come through and ask, and I'll answer as soon as I can. And oh my god, I've just realised that this is not recording. Oh, it is. Yeah, that'll be a good blooper, won't it? I just suddenly thought the clock's not going round, so it's not recording, and then I suddenly realised that it was. So oh, that's ruined this video, so ignore the end bit. I'll try and edit it out. If not, sorry folks, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.